Good evening, and welcome to the first edition of the Georgie Files. The Georgie Files are based on historical facts and intelligence analysis. The pain in Donald's ass is the 17 intelligence agencies who committed treason by lying about Obama's birth certificate treason. Every day Obama was in office was treason, and has continued to this day. This first edition of the Georgie Files is dedicated to the 78th birthday of Donald Trump. POTUS number 45. It is the Obama's Kennedy curse that provides the lawfare against Trump, because all the Democrats have aided Obama's treason.
Good morning. Today I'm very proud of myself because I've accomplished something that nobody else has been able to accomplish. I was just informed while on the helicopter that our president has finally released a birth certificate.
Coming up next, the connection between Obama's Kennedy curse mauling of Mar-a-Lago and the Maui massacre. That's coming up next here on the Georgie Files.
We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. The Japanese have attacked Pearl Harbor, Hawaii by air, President Roosevelt has just announced. A naval engagement is in progress off Honolulu with at least one black enemy aircraft carrier in action against the Pearl Harbor defenses. And here's a last-minute Associated Press.
December 7th, 1941, a date which will live in infamy.
On November 5th, 1940, FDR committed treason by violating George Washington's law. Only 2 terms. This treason led directly to the sneak attack on Pearl Harbor and some 50 millions murdered in World War II. On November 5th, 2024, exactly 84 years later, Obama's Kennedy curse and POTUS Trump will go head-to-head. This election will decide if America lives or dies, if the planet lives or dies, and delay Armageddon from Putin's doomsday weapons. Have you learned anything from history? Now is the time to prove it. Your lives depend on it. If Obama's Kennedy curse wins the 2024 election, their support for Zelensky will turbocharge the path to Armageddon. World War III and billions murdered.
Live, local. This is Hawaii News Now.
Today I wanted to update the American people on what we know about the situation in Hawaii. First, we are bringing all available resources to bear.
The mauling of Mar-a-Lago on 8/8/22 was targeting one thing. Did POTUS Trump have documents that proved Obama's birth certificate treason? That's all it was about. Exactly 1 year later, on 8/8/23, Mastermind Mother's retaliation for the Obama's Kennedy curse raid on Mar-a-Lago was the Maui massacre. Lahaina incinerated. Why? Maui represents the biggest traitors in American history, the heart of Obama's birth certificate treason. Oprah, Mark Zuckerberg, Larry Ellison, Jimmy Buffett. The dates of 8/8/22 and 8/8/23 are the 61st and 62nd birthdays of Obama's Kennedy curse chief of staff. 61 represents Obama's birth. 62 represents the murder of Marilyn Monroe on Obama's first birthday, 8/4/62. Marilyn Monroe murdered by Bobby Kennedy, making Obama the Kennedy curse. Coming up next, the historical big picture of the Cuban Missile Crisis and how Vladimir Putin has learned from history to prosecute Armageddon. That's coming up next on the Georgie Files. The first line of defense.
Best of friends.
Captain.
It is ready to protect our nation.
Very nicely done. Almost as good as me.
Ready to protect America from any threat.
Carrying the nukes. You love having the power of God at your fingertips.
Not tonight, buddy.
But what if the enemy is you?
We got ourselves a broken arrow.
A broken what? It's what we call it when we lose a nuclear weapon. I don't know what's scarier, losing nuclear weapons, or that it happens so often there's actually a term for it.
Is what he's prepared to do.
$250 million by 0900 Utah time. If you have not...
Good God.
The clock is ticking. for a Coke or something?
John Travolta.
You lose.
Christian Slater.
You're out of your mind.
Ain't it cool?
Broken Arrow.
I've directed prompt action to step up our Polaris submarine program. We'll build and place on station, at least 9 months earlier than planned, substantially more units of a crucial deterrent. A fleet that will never attack first, but possess sufficient powers of retaliation, concealed beneath the sea, to discourage any aggressor from launching an attack upon our security.
6 days before his murder, JFK is watching Polaris missiles launched by the ballistic missile submarine USS Andrew Jackson. These SSBNs saved millions of lives during the Cuban Missile Crisis and saved the Kennedy curse's ass. Trump gave birth to the American Space Force on December 21st, 2019, to protect the last great hope of planet Earth, America, from space attacks, while Putin, learning from history, developed the ultimate doomsday weapon from inner space. A submarine drone torpedo designed to create a radioactive tsunami that will incinerate the enemy coastlines, leaving it radioactive for years. The ultimate scorched earth weapon. The greatest murdering machine in mankind's history, the doomsday weapon. On 10/7/23, there was a massive sneak attack on Israel. This was Putin's 71st birthday, a birthday present from Hamas to Putin for Israeli weapons going into their cousin Zelensky in Ukraine to murder Russians. This doomsday weapon would be perfect to incinerate Israel. Coming up next, the historical truth about the 21st century Armageddon. Not if, just when. The Georgie Files on Caitlin Clark. On June 11, 2001, Timothy McVeigh was murdered in Indiana for his role in the OKC bombing. Exactly 90 days later, on Holy Tuesday, Election Day, with Bobby Kennedy's Senate seat up for grabs, 3,000 people were murdered on 9/11/2001 in New York City. Exactly 90 days. On June 11, 2024, exactly 23 years later, Caitlin Clark has been oppressed and discriminated against in retaliation for being a Trump supporter by Obama's Kennedy curse. Exactly 4 months after Obama's Kennedy curse lawfare against Trump's Mar-a-Lago, on 12/8/22, Obama's Kennedy curse released Putin's right-hand man, the Russian death merchant, from prison. On 12/8/22. This is the 42nd anniversary of the murder of John Lennon in New York City. RFK was murdered at age 42. Obama's Kennedy curse prison swap is what's keeping Caitlin Clark off Team USA. How long will it be before Mastermind Mother commits mass murder in retaliation for Obama's Kennedy curse treason? That's why Caitlin Clark is part of the Georgie Files. A JFK assassination quote: "If you chop off the head, Obama, the tails die with it." Obama's Kennedy curse FARA Foreign Agents Registration Act trial begins on 9/6/24, the 136th birthday of Joe Kennedy. This is America's chance to prosecute Obama's Kennedy curse and convict Obama. On multiple occasions, I volunteered to be the solution, not the problem. I'll volunteer for the Trump White House again, should he win. World War III and Armageddon wrapped in these doomsday weapons. New York City, Washington, Miami, LA, San Diego, Seattle, certainly Israel too, all buried under a radioactive tsunami. It's not if, just when will Armageddon happen. Let's slow it down. Happy 78th birthday, POTUS Trump. Vote for Trump November 5th, 2024. Chance favors the prepared mind. December 21st, 2012. Armageddon, the end of days. The future you're progressing into is a billion times more dangerous than World War II. A vote for any Democrat in November is a turbocharger for Armageddon. You don't have the right to be wrong. Vote Trump 2024.